Hey guys, OG Albina here, and we finally have some more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news. Today in the Pokemon Presents, we got a ton of new information about the DLCs, when they're coming out, a bunch of new Pokemon that are coming out, and I'm super excited. Today we're going to be talking about Archaludon, I think is how you say it, the new evolution of Duraludon. I'm going to be giving you guys my stat predictions, how I think this Pokemon will be used, and things of the sort, and even how this affects Duraludon and things like that. So, yeah, if you guys are hype for the Indigo Disc and whatever the first one is called, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it a ton, as well as subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers, and I love making these like stat prediction videos and like competitive discussion videos about new Pokemon things coming out. So you can bet tomorrow we're gonna have one on Raging Bolt, the day after about Iron Crown, and then one about that new Applin evolution as well. So I'm definitely very, very excited, and stick around because we're gonna have a bunch of videos like this. I apologize about the glare, it's just I don't usually record at this time of the day. But yeah, with that being said, let's start off with what we do now. We know that Archaludon, if I'm saying that correctly, is an evolution of Duraludon. It is not a new Duraludon form. It is not a convergent species, not a, regional variant. It is a new version of Duraludon. It is still Steel type, Steel and Dragon, which is interesting. It looked very electric to me, but I guess it does kind of play into it a little bit. It's the Alloy Pokemon. It has a couple new different abilities in Stamina and Sturdy. Something that's really unfortunate about Duraludon in general, let me slide a little bit, sorry, is that its abilities are pretty darn mediocre. Obviously, Light Metal, Heavy Metal, and Stalwart is a good doubles ability. I'm a singles player. I'm really thinking about this from a singles perspective. So its abilities are pretty mediocre. We have two really good abilities here. Sturdy has a great uh-oh kind of button in singles, and then Stamina is incredible. Getting a defense boost every time you're hit by an attack is absolutely phenomenal. So I really like that aspect of it. We know, like I said, that it is going to be Steel Dragon, evolution of Duraludon, Stamina and Sturdy as its abilities, and then it has a new move called Electro Shock. And I'll read off what the description is. The description is going to be, with this electric-type special move, Archaludon gathers vast quantities of energy and fires off a high-voltage bolt of electricity. Under rainy weather conditions, Archaludon can immediately fire off this attack without having to spend time charging up. So, what I'm thinking is that this move, we don't know its kind of details and things like that very much, but we do know that it's a two-turn move that does go once in the rain. So it's either going to be electric-type Solar Beam, which means it would be pretty darn strong. Does this thing get Solar Beam? It does, so 120. Or it could be electric-type Meteor Beam. Meteor Beam. Why is it not showing me the base power of Meteor Beam? This is so lame. I'm in Nat Dex, so let's see. I know Celestial, I guess, Meteor Beam. Let's just look up Meteor Beam. Also 120. Now, this move can miss, but what Meteor Beam does, it gives you a +1 special attack when you click it for that first turn, and then the second turn, you discharge it. So it's actually incredibly, incredibly strong. So I personally hope it's like a Meteor Beam, but in the rain, one turn move. I think that would be incredible for it. Now, they're unfortunate. Oh, sorry, I'm not even showing you guys. Unfortunately, there is no indication that it is going to be like that. I would love for it to be like that. I'm thinking, based on the description they have right now, that it is going to be just a rain version of Solar Beam, but with electric type moves, which I guess makes sense. Now, the only thing is only 10 base power more worth than Thunder and getting the para chance, so I hope it's at least stronger than Solar Beam 2. The game is power crept. I feel like it should be stronger than Solar Beam. I don't know. We'll see more when it ends up, actually coming to fruition. Beyond that, that's all we know about this Pokemon. When I initially saw it, I thought it was either going to become an Electric Dragon type, which would be awesome, but it makes sense because I think they're introducing another Electric Dragon type here in Raging Bolt. We have no other information on it other than its name now and his goofy design that I really like. But I feel like he's going to be Electric Dragon, so maybe that makes sense why they didn't want to introduce another Electric Dragon in the same DLC. But we know that it has electricity to do with it. I thought it was maybe going to get like Transistor as an ability, because it makes sense with it being like a giant fucking power thing, or like a bridge. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I thought that would have been awesome, but Stamina and Sturdy definitely is not bad, so I don't think you can complain about that. Now, it's time for base stat discussion. This is a weird one, because we don't really have a big precedent of Pokemon with this BSD total evolving, right? We have Pokemon like Bisharp that were already strong, that did evolve. Let's see what Bisharp's base stat total is. Bisharp is only 490. Duraludon, if you guys didn't know, is 5. Oh, I just didn't think. Get it wrong. is 535. Very, very high for a Pokemon to evolve. One, this does mean that Duraludon will be able to hold an Eviolite now. So this makes this Pokemon immensely more viable in singles. It's going to be a very bulky Stealth Rocker. Eviolite, like Iron Defense Body Press sets are going to be very solid and viable. I definitely think that's a cool option for it. It can go mixed. It can go Swords Dance as well, which is pretty cool. And if it comes in this DLC, who knows? It might even get access to Dragon Dance, which is pretty darn cool. So I'm definitely excited for that. I think that'll be really, really cool. But when it comes to the Archaludon's base stat total, I had a couple different ideas, right? The first of which, and I kind of didn't go with all these, which is why we're going to talk about it. The first of which is going to be Silvally. Now, Silvally's base stat total, Silvally, is 570. I could definitely see it increasing by this much. One, because 570 is a big number this generation, right? A lot of the Paradox Pokemon hit 590 BST. So that would be, I think it's a 35 base increase from whatever Duraludon's on at right now, 535. And Type Null is actually 1 BST lower than Duraludon. I think it hits 534 or something weird like that. So it would make sense because they're similar power level. It is an evolution of an already, decently strong Pokemon, but I don't know. When I actually looked at Duraludon and I looked at the BST, I figured that it would get a little bit better than just adding that 35. Now, something they could do is they can shuffle those base stats around. They could take off some attack, take off some speed, whatever they want to do, and potentially use it in that manner. But I don't know. I'm not super huge on it being that little of a BST increase, but I could definitely see it. And the next idea I had was it getting kind of a Bisharp to King Gambit type of increase. But again, that seems like too much. That would push this Pokemon way over 600 BST, and I don't think it's going to be stronger than a pseudo legendary. I don't see them making Duraludon stronger than something like or at least base stat total wise, something higher than Baxcalibur, Tyranitar, Metagross, Dragonite, like these pseudo legendary Pokemon, especially being that it's just a 2-stage line, and already a strong Pokemon in the first form. So I really don't see it that way. The middle ground that I ended up settling when was 590. That is a plus 55 base stat total, and it does again hit kind of a common number this generation. The Big Daddy Paradox Pokemon, Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant, they both hit 5. Oh, and Iron Leaves, I guess. I actually didn't know if Iron Leaves hit it too. Iron Valiant. But I will say that actually kind of helps my point a little bit. Iron Leaves and Walking Awake hitting 590 as well kind of shows that like these new Pokemon that they're introducing are kind of hitting around that number. I could totally see it hitting 590 on that BST total. Now, what do we think it hits number-wise? What do I think increases? My idea right now would be, first, a special attack increase. I think this Pokemon looks incredibly strong. Archaludon. I think it looks very strong. We see it throwing off big, huge attacks. It's charging up huge electricity and just blowing things up. I definitely see it getting stronger. I have it at plus 20 special attack. So moving that base 40, or base 120 to base 140. Then, I also have it moving up 20 Spadef. I could totally see it moving up 20 Spadef. This thing is very frail on the special side. It often used to use AV a lot to like kind of switch in sponge hits that you want your steel type to take, especially being that it doesn't resist fairy. This thing, again, looks sturdier. It looks stronger, bulkier, things like that. It doesn't necessarily look slower to me. I think it was John that was telling me that it looked very slow to him. I don't know if I necessarily agree about that. So I see 20 right there, which means we have 15 to work with. I don't think I really see much of an HP increase, defense, or even speed. If anything, I can see the speed lowering potentially, maybe, to give it more BST other places. But regardless, I don't see it being faster, at the very least. The last 15, I threw in defense. This brings it up to 130. Alongside that stamina ability, it's going to be a very strong and bulky physical tank. And again, that stamina is going to get out of hand fast. Once you click Earthquake against this thing, you're not going to KO it, because it's going to get that stamina boost, and it's going to live the second hit, and it's going to blow you up with 2 hits. Like, I think that's a really cool aspect of this. It's going to be really cool, hopefully, to see stamina on a more offensive Pokemon. So I really like that. That's personally what I'm thinking the BST is going to look like. 70 HP, 95 attack, 130 defense, 140 special attack, and 70 Spadef, and 85 speed. That's my current prediction. Again, I could be wrong. I was pretty darn good at this, though, last gen when we were leading into Scarlet and Violet. I was pretty good at guessing these things, so who knows. I think I'll be correct here. I could be wrong, but we'll see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Archaludon in the comment section below. Let me know which Pokemon you want me to cover tomorrow, whether it be Raging Bolt, Iron Crown, or whatever the heck the Applin evolution is called. What is he called again? Let's see. Diplin. He's kind of, I'm gonna call him Driplin instead. It looks like this one is gonna also be Grass Dragon and has Sweet Syrup. And what is this? Sweetest Syrup? Lowers the invasiveness. That's a pretty bad ability. But we'll see. We'll talk about it obviously in a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Sub if you didn't.